Well, what I've loved about this, what did you call it, mini series of conversations in this second season on this podcast, is it reminds me, we talked to some old people our age, and we finished this out talking to two that are really the point of the whole thing, right? And it reminds me of that saying Seth Godin, who I have a man crush on probably, but because I quote him too much. He says, You got to stay in love with the problem you're trying to fix. And the thing that we're not in love with residency. We're not even in love with organizational health or, we're in love with this idea of how do we help leaders get to the point that they have 7 or 8 years of full-time experience and they're 29 to 32 years of age and they've done something. Because Brittany says, the kingdom needs more leaders across the spectrum. Kingdom really needs leaders in their 30s who've done this for 7 years and who have learned how to take a hit, who've learned what a ministry win is, who've survived. A mentor of mine said, if you're going to lead worship, you need to know 3. What do you do when the power goes out? What do you do when the guy has a heart attack in the second row? What do you do when your boss quits? We need leaders who have experienced that. She got to experience it at month 7. Who experienced that, had enough grit to keep walking, right? And is where they are. And someday, this we didn't make the term up, but we just stole it, like most things. The purple unicorns, who have 6 or 7 years of mission, are the most valuable people. They are the people who are the most. How do we get there from college or seminary grad? We know the first step is this residency stuff. It's why we do residency, is to try to start people on a path that they have a shot. They're not all going to make it, right? But the problem we're in love with at Leadership Pathway is how do we help leaders get to that point? When they get to that point, they might choose to do something else. That's fine. Yep. But they've gotten there at that point. And that's the problem we're in love with. And that's why we do residency. It's not the end game. It's not the end game. Residency is not the end game. Residency is just the first step towards what we're trying to do.
It's good. We talk to a lot of churches and help a lot of churches at all stages of this. Mm-hmm. And we're helping them recruit, support, and develop the next generation through this plan and process. And I think a lot of churches, they want to get everything fixed before they get into that.
Yeah.
Like they want to avoid the chaotic experience for the resident. They want to avoid, and really it has more to do with just supporting them well through it, giving them a path forward in it. And I've seen residents succeed in all sorts of situations where they have the kind of support necessary to get there. So it feels like more of a, we need more churches doing this with 1 or 2 residents, walking intentionally with a couple. Then we need churches doing like 50 residents and sending them all over the country.
That's right. We need 1,000 churches with a resident. 1,000 churches with a resident. I think that would fix the issue.
It gets closer.
Where the resident has like someone directly overseeing them as their coach, their supervisor, and maybe that's 2 people instead of 1. But then the rest of the staff, like they might not be overseeing them in the day-to-day, but there's buy-in because they are teaching church. They want to see this person succeed and thrive and give them the best opportunities for success. So hopefully, if there is chaos swirling, they can navigate it with them and talk to them and walk them through it and say, hey, we're going to learn this together, right?
Yeah, that's right.